Today is April 28th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClavesOnline.com, brought to you each and every day by Munganess St. Louis Acura and also our friends at Royal Banks.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.
Rammer, it's an Apple TV game tonight. Cardinals and Dodgers. The last time that the Cardinals and Dodgers were on Apple TV in Los Angeles, Albert Pujols hit career home runs number 699 and 700. I don't think we are going to have it as exciting of a game tonight, but one can hope.
You never know. You're not going to have 699, 700 hit it by anybody, but every time you go to the ballpark, you see something different. Could be a very exciting game. The Dodgers don't look as unbeatable as they have in years past, 1 month in. And the Cardinals look more beatable than they've looked in many years. But you never know what's going to happen when you go to the yard.
It is true. I mean, it is almost 24 years ago that a weekend evening, and was it a Friday night in Los Angeles where Fernando Tatis hit 2 grand slams in the same? Was that a Friday or Saturday?
Thursday. I don't
Stop.
know. Why would you ask me if it was?
I thought you were there. Were you not there at the game?
No.
I thought you were at that game
in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I for some reason I thought that you were there. I thought you were on the call for that game.
I did not. No, I did not do that game.
Okay. You were doing the games in '99, right?
Yes. That
okay.
was my first year on KMOX radio.
Okay. So I thought that I thought you had done the games in that. I thought that you were on the call for that. So that's why
I was not in Dodger Stadium that weekend.
Oh, that's probably why he did what he did that night. Hey, it's it's Dustin May against Jack Flaherty tonight in the matchup at Dodger Stadium. 9:10 local start time for that one. And this is the Cardinals. It's gonna be something to watch this weekend to see what kind of state of mind this team is in, because it's been a very rough West Coast road trip, a very long West Coast road trip. They are on now leg 3 of this, starting in Seattle, then working their way south to San Francisco, and now down to Dodger Stadium. It's been frustrating, as the whole season has been for the Redbirds. What do you think? How is this team going to handle 3 games in LA before finally coming back home?
Well, there's no way to predict. Otherwise, we'd be talking to our bookies right now. But they've got to play clean ball. Starts with starting pitching.
Yeah.
So if you get a well-pitched start deep into a game, fewer pitchers per batter for guys like Jack and Montgomery, and really all of them. It starts with that. And you got to try and keep putting pressure on. I'd like to see the Cardinal running game be a little more expansive. Stolen bases, yes, but better first to third, second to home stuff. So they've been a little sluggish on the bases, in my view.
And that was something, game 1 of the season, we thought this team's going to run all over the place. And it's something that I don't think you and I have brought up stolen bases, I think, since game 1 of the season.
Well, we know Tommy's been stealing at an okay rate, Tommy Edman. And then who else can steal? Well, should be O'Neill. Is he running as well? I don't know. There seem to be some people with some stats out about his sprint speed down, whatever. It's too early for those numbers, I think, to really be reflective of anything. But those are 2 guys. And then other than that, are there any real base stealing threats in normal circumstances? Not so much, but with the pickoff rules in effect, I'd like to see the Cardinals challenge those a little more. But you can understand the Cardinals not being confident because their base running has been a little station to station. They've been burnt already several times at plays at the plate, getting guys thrown out. So I understand the trepidation. I'd like to see a little more push, though.
Yeah, the lineups aren't out yet. Way too early for that. The lineups brought to you though, as always, by Bootleggin' Tavern. As they this weekend they have the pulled pork sandwich topped with their creamy coleslaw. Go check them out at the in the Grove. Now open, 4501 Shoto in the Grove. I'm going. I don't know what my plans are yet for tomorrow. I'm hitting up the STL City SC game tomorrow night. I don't know where I'm going to eat beforehand, but it's always a great option out there at Bootleggin' Tavern. Open all weekend long, Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. till 1:30 in the morning. The kitchen open until 10, and on Sunday from 11 to 9 p.m. Those are our friends out at Bootleggin' Tavern. One name you didn't mention about stealing bases is Lars Nootbaar, Rammer. And Lars, we knew his popularity in Japan from the World Baseball Classic. We knew it was going to lead to all kinds of marketing opportunities for him, just waiting to see what the right fit would be. And earlier today, I saw that we got our first Lars Nootbaar commercial.
インバーインバーインバー食べるルーパーインバーインバー食べるルーパーインバーインバールーパー手軽なプロテイン補給にインバー大好き
I like it.
As Rammer, somebody that has been in many commercials in his day, rate Lars Nootbaar's performance.
I think it seems sort of what, and maybe stereotypically, would be Japanese media.
Joey Tribbiani, Joey Tribbiani for Ichiban, lipstick for men. That's what I.
Yes.
that's the feeling I get when I see that.
It sort of fits the stereotype that we Yankees sort of have in our head.
You mentioned this Dodger team not playing up to their standards, and when you look at this roster, I mean, very similar to the car. I mean, no reason why they shouldn't be just running away with things like they did last year.
I kind of disagree, Joe.
Okay,
I think they lost a lot. I think the bottom half of their lineup has a lot to be desired. But though the top half can still be really good when you go Betts, no matter what position he's playing. Freeman, Muncy, who was cold, then hot, and is cooled again. JD Martinez, who's been one of my all-time favorites, who's DHing for him. And then this kid Outman, who was red hot for a while. He may have come back to earth a little bit, but they're still trying to figure some things out with their lineup. But yeah, overall, I'm not trying to do the full outrage and, the ESPN were yelling at each other for no reason stuff. I think generally they expect to be better than they are, but I see how their lineup has been inconsistent so far. Heck, they hit Jason Hayward third the other day. Third. That tells you there are issues.
I have looked at a lot of times I have looked at the Dodger lineup, and you see Jason Hayward right there in the middle of it. And you think, wow, like he must be having some incredible resurgence in his career. And that's what I was going to say. Then you actually look at the stats and you see that he's hitting 190, and it kind of shows, okay, like, are they struggling that much that this is what they're resorting to? And you know what? Wouldn't surprise me if we saw Jason Hayward in the middle of the lineup tonight. He has seen Jack Flaherty a lot in his career, does have a home run against Jack Flaherty, not the most successful track record there. I think he's 2 for 18 against him, but who's the was it Gavin who the shortstop that they lost? Lux. I mean, how much did losing him kind of hurt this team?
He's a great hitter, in my view. I haven't seen him play a lot of shortstop, so I don't know. But that was going to be a key guy. Probably not going to lead off, despite his power. Betts is sort of their leadoff guy, but Lux was going to be a key component for them, I believe.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, you look up and down the stats. A guy like Chris Taylor is somebody they need a lot more out of. We remember him from the walk-off home run in the wild card game a few years ago, and he's a guy that you can kind of place all over the field. Yeah. And he can play really 8 positions on the field for them. So he's a guy that probably needs to be a little better than what he's been as well for that team. But still, I mean, it's been a struggle for both of those teams. And Rammer, we usually spend Fridays talking about some of the other matchups and some of the other things going around Major League Baseball. And when you look at the standings, when you look at where we sit now entering the last weekend of April, a full month into the season right now, I mean, very just surprises all around when you look at the fact that the Rangers right now are tied in the AL West for the lead there. I mean, they've done a lot of rebuilding. But for them to be right there tied with the Astros ahead of the Mariners, I think is somewhat surprising. And then in the National League, when you see Arizona and Pittsburgh at the top of their divisions too, it's you don't expect it to last all season long with those two teams. At some point, you expect something to give.
Well, the other thing with going back to the Rangers, when the Astros lost Altuve, sort of lost their spark. They're playing better now, so we'll see how that plays out. I like the Rangers better than the Mariners, and especially when Seager comes back. With the assumption, and I know it's a stretch based on recent history, but DeGrom has been really good. Can he give you 30 starts, much less 32 or 3? That'll be a key for them, but they've spent money. Texas ownership is making an effort. Is this year it pays off? I kind of like watching them.
Yeah, the few matchups to watch this weekend: Braves and Mets in New York. Mm-hmm. That'll be a good series. We mentioned the Rangers; they're facing the Yankees this weekend. I think the Yankees are going to be without Aaron Judge all weekend. Hurt his hip sliding into third the other day and said he needs to take a couple days off, so might be without him at the top of that lineup. And then I think the big series this weekend, you have the World Series rematch, Phillies and Astros down in Houston.
Yeah, both teams missing key guys. They keep saying Bryce Harper is going to be back soon to DH, and I still don't love their lineup construction, but they're pretty good 1 through 6, maybe even 7. And if they can pitch a little bit, the Phillies will be a handful. I agree with you. That should be a really good series.
Aaron Nola versus Framber Valdez tonight. If you're looking for a key matchup in that one, back in the World Series, Kyle Tucker went 2 home runs and a double in the 2 starts from Aaron Nola in that game. So
and he's driving in runs. And Jeremy Pena, a guy we all fell in love with last year, real slow start, but it looks like he's coming around. And if he does, he could kind of be maybe that spark, maybe not leading off, but a spark in the top half of the lineup for them.
We will be back with you on Monday. Recap the Dodgers and Cardinals 3-game weekend series. Game tonight, as we mentioned, is on Apple TV. So you have to have Apple TV, and I believe you actually have to have an Apple TV subscription this year to watch those games. So check that out. See if you don't have it already. If you didn't get it to watch the Dogs play soccer this year, maybe you can get it on a trial basis and watch the game tonight. I know that's what we did at the start of the MLS season. I think it was a 3-month trial that we got, so we were able to do that and run all the way through all 3 seasons of Ted Lasso in between.
We've had games, Apple for a while. I have children, so we've had Apple TV for a while, so not a big deal here.
Yeah, that was I had no reason to get it, but the second I did, boom, Ted Lasso. Let's run through it all and watch the Dogs on Saturday night. So that's how we went about it here. So 9:10 start time tonight. Tomorrow another 8:10 start time, another evening game, and then on Sunday you get the a 3:10 start, a late afternoon start before the Cardinals come home. Off day on Monday. And then Shohei and Mike Trout come into town Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For that, I've seen conflicting report. I've seen Shohei on Wednesday. I've seen Shohei on Thursday. I have not seen the Angels come out with who is starting when, but I have seen it Wednesday or Thursday. Shohei will be on the mound here in St. Louis, pitching and hitting for the Angels.
And they're doing some good things with their lineup, kind of playing more healthy now. And that should be a very fun, exciting series, competitively, much less the marquee value.
Yep. We will talk about that next week here on the show. Until then, enjoy your weekend, the last weekend in April for until we turn the calendar, and hopefully the Cardinals do as well and start playing a little bit better baseball. Hey, we are brought to you each and every day here by Royal Banks of Missouri and also our friends over at St. Louis Acura. Find them online at stlouisacura.com. They are the nation's only 31-time Precision Team winner, and you can shop from home by going to stlouisacura.com. That's stlouisacura.com, and take a look at all of the brand new MDXs that they have there on the lot out there in Manchester. He is Bob Ramsey. I am Joe Roderick. Until Monday, this has been another edition of Daily Cards Live right here on ClaibsOnline.com.